Good morning Year 4 and welcome to Tuesday the 23rd of June's literacy lesson. So in your pack I want you to turn to Tuesday's literacy where you will find your activities for today. Now our learning question has got two separate objectives today, so let's have a look what they are. Can I create compound sentences using contrasting conjunctions? Now I'm going to highlight the two objectives so that we can remember what we are working towards today. So can I create compound sentences using contrasting conjunctions? Those are my two objectives that I need to look at today. Now first of all I want to have a look at these compound sentences. Now you might have heard of these before, but they are all to do with the different clauses, the different sentences that make sense only on their own. So a compound sentence is made of two main clauses. Now we know that a main clause is a sentence that makes sense all by itself. It doesn't need any additional information. And a subordinate clause doesn't make sense by itself. It needs the main clause to help it. But a compound sentence is made of two main clauses, two sentences that make sense on their own. Before I read the rest of it, I want us just to have a look at the sentence below. Now in the blue is our compound sentence. I want to know if there are two main clauses that make sense on their own. That's what I'm looking for. The spelling test was tricky. Great, that makes sense on its own. Second main clause, Dylan practiced every day. Fab, that makes sense on its own. So I know a compound sentence needs two main clauses that make sense on their own. Now, moving on to the second half of our learning question, we are want to use contrasting conjunctions. Now, a compound sentence is separated, so is split up, by using first your punctuation, a comma, and then a contrasting conjunction. So a conjunction that is telling us what happened next. So moving on to our contrasting conjunctions. Here are a few examples on the board. But more information. So what happened next? Yet, nor, although, however, you could use on the other hand, it's giving you a contrast of information or it's explaining why, so what. So here we've got the same sentence again. The spelling test was tricky, compound sentence. But, taken from the word bank, used a comma, Dylan practiced every day. Now that is now a compound sentence because it has those two objectives in there. It's first got your two main clauses that make sense on their own, and it's separated with a contrasting conjunction. And that is what we're looking for today. Now I've got three examples on the board now, and you're going to have a go at these at home or in the classroom. The first one I've done for you. So in the blue is my compound sentence and it's separated with a contrasting conjunction. It was cold outside, so I decided to wear a coat. That's my sentence. Now for you guys at home, I want you to think about what could my contrasting conjunction be. Jane has a red car. Jill has a blue car. What could my contrasting conjunction be for that? Jane has a red car. Jill has a blue car. Now if you're struggling, I'm going to go back and give you a quick look at the word bank that I've got. Okay, so I am going to choose Jane has a red car, but that is my contrasting conjunction, but Jill has a blue car. And there is my compound sentence using contrasting conjunctions. The final one, I want you to think about this at home or in the classroom. What is my contrasting conjunction going to be, and what could my other main clause be for this one? Simon has his friend over. Contrasting conjunction. And what else? But remember, this has to be a main clause. It has to make sense on its own. So what I'm going to do is have a look back on my word bank. Simon has his friend over. Now I'm going to go for one of the bigger contrasting conjunctions. I'm going to go for however. You can think of one yourself at home. So Simon has his friend over. However, what could happen next? It's got to make sense by itself. I'm going to put Simon had his friend over. However, they didn't tidy up. Now I know with you being year 4s, you will all tidy up your bedrooms, I hope I'm right. But there we've got our compound sentences using contrasting conjunctions, and we've done it. Okay, so it might seem like a lot at first, but we've broken that learning question down so you know exactly what you need to include in your sentence. So moving on to your own activities now. Your 1 star, I want you to create your own compound sentences. Your 2 star, use the correct contrasting conjunction to complete the sentence. So make sure that the contrasting conjunction does make sense in your sentence. 3, I want you to add contrasting conjunctions to create a compound sentence. And your 4 star, you've got a language frame. So you're going to be writing a short piece of information that contrasts 2 different subjects. So you need 2 nouns. Now on your worksheet there is a picture of a cat and a dog. That could be a starting point for you. And then you're going to fill in the blanks on the language frame using contrasting conjunctions and creating compound sentences. Have a go everybody, good luck.